Nothing like a little bit of fanfare from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom to celebrate what is Episode 2. It started out nameless.
It did.
It went from nameless to having a name. What is that name?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Nerd Informants.
Informing nerds all across the world about nerddom and everything else. So, we're stoked. We're stoked. It is Nerd Informants, and we're on the interwebs now. We've got social media, and of course, Tim, we'll get into that in just a little bit.
We will.
Telling people how they can find us. Man, we have got a chock-full episode of information here for episode number 2, covering everything.
There is a large scale that we will be covering, from top to bottom.
How large is the scale?
The scale is large.
It's all the way up there.
And we're going to be going from up there down to here. And we're going to figure it out.
Okay, my friends, so here we are. Man, what an incredible weekend it was. You and I were not sitting side by side, but oh man, what a premiere it was for Captain America Civil War.
It is still leaving me puzzled. My brain is still going through everything that I bear witness.
Stop the presses, stop the presses. Now, you're puzzled. Now, people that are watching Nerd Informants want to know why you're puzzled and you're not giddy with joy. Come on now.
What the Russo brothers have done with Captain America Civil War is something that we've not yet seen in a Marvel movie, I don't think. I mean, in my opinion, we've not seen the dynamic, widespread storyline that was delivered to us at the premiere of Captain America Civil War.
Something tells me that Tim Church is about to testify, and that is not coming from Satan. Okay, so now the Russo brothers, as you put it, have really just knocked it out of the park. They've done it. How have they done it?
Right, from so many superheroes in one movie, so many character arcs, so many new characters that were being introduced all in one movie. I mean, there were several key parts of this movie that, lots of spoilers could be included if I kept going down that path. But I will tell you that just the way that they have lined out the movie and they put together the storyline, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Okay, so now, I mean, I tell you what, nobody puts it in better words for this movie than my partner Tim Church here at Nerd Informants. But I'm going to go to my Facebook real quick because what I wrote, I think was very poetic. Normally I'm not that eloquent, but I think it really just accurately describes. I'm scrolling past the post here where my sister says she dressed me up as a girl in my youth. Don't laugh. That's not funny. Okay, he's continuing to laugh at me. Okay, here it is. I wrote this on my Facebook page in description of the movie. Captain America Civil War is the crowning achievement of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to date. Pitch perfect in every respect. Stellar performances. Expertly choreographed and shot battle scenes. Witty dialogue. Every hero represented gets adequate time and development. The superhero sandbox has never been more perfectly captured than what I witnessed on screen during the premiere. This movie is going to stay with you, and it does. It's still with me. You'll think about who you decide to stand with. Hashtag Team Cap, hashtag Team Iron Man. Thank you, Russo brothers. Mm-hmm. And you wrote about it too on social media.
While I did not go into depth with the fear of giving away any type of spoiler.
Were you going to go into full-on spoiler territory to feel like you couldn't hold it back?
I was so terrified. So all I put social media-wise is that it was everything I wanted in this movie and more. Thank you so much, Russo brothers. Jon Favreau with Iron Man, you led the way. We've had several directors, including Joss Whedon and now the Russo brothers, and that they are paving a perfect path to the Infinity Wars. So,
I tell you what, I'm totally proud. As Tim and I talked about in episode number 1, really it is a perfect time to be alive as a geek and a nerd for moviedom, games, the whole deal. It's like we're in the middle of a renaissance, and I don't think we're going to experience ever again.
No, this is the time to be a nerd, okay? And people have often said, and I think even it may have been Steven Spielberg who said superhero movies are the new westerns. Eventually they'll phase out, which, as fortunate as it might be, I do fear that might happen someday, Of course, we're booked with movies, superhero films for the next 20 years.
Yes.
Those have already been scheduled, so no takebacks.
No takebacks.
Sorry.
You can't take it back. You just gotta just enjoy what you see. Drink it all in because this is the time.
Yep, that's
But
right.
I will say, okay, I gotta put you on the spot a little bit because, man, that airport battle, we don't want to spoil it, don't want to give anything away because you need to go check it out for yourself. What did you think of the airport battle? To me, my God, it was the sandbox brought to life.
Oh, yeah. The movie is called Civil War. And in the history books, you know, in the Civil War, how the two sides, they lined up and they went to battle against each other. It was synchronized, it was in formation. Each player, each soldier had a part to play in that battle. And the same could be said about Captain America Civil War and the airport scene. Each character knew exactly who they needed to face. They knew who their counterpart was in the superhero universe. They knew exactly what formation to be in. And frankly, for the airport battle, I'll just say it, I'm pretty sure Superman, or I just said that, Spider-Man.
Blasphemy! Come on now. Hey, are we in Marvel or are we in DC, man?
Spider-Man stole the show at the airport. Superman showed up, spoiler alert, Clark Kent showed up at the airport.
It's okay for you to give bad spoilers that aren't actually true. You realize this, right?
And Dumbledore died.
And Dumbledore died in the movie. But man, no, seriously, the airport battle was a standout. Now,
oh yeah,
they can go to our Facebook page and we'll be giving that information out at the towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
But now here's the deal. A lot of people out there are talking about Tom Holland, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man, now that's not really a spoiler, folks. I mean, that one has already been in the teasers and all that stuff, so you know he's in it.
Yeah.
Your pick. Tom Holland as the show stealer for the movie or Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther? Who would you put your money on as the movie stealer, the scene chewer, if you will?
Oh, man, that's the impossible question.
Tough question right there, man. Tough question.
I love what they have done with Tom Holland, Spider-Man, you know, just the relationship that he has in the movie with these characters, while it is introduced in a new way. We get to meet Spider-Man in a way we've not got to meet Spider-Man before. I'll just leave it at that. But so I'm definitely going to have to say Spider-Man. As much as I loved seeing T'Challa and Black Panther on screen, Spider-Man stole the show for me. So
there you have it. Now, I mean, in Tom Holland, obviously the interaction that he had with Robert Downey Jr. As Tony Stark, I mean, that dynamic, you can't write that stuff. The two of them, it's been rumored, and of course when I read about it online, is that from the screen testing that the two of them did together, it was just that enthusiastic young kid in Tom Holland. And Tim, you laid it out. The Spider-Man that you know and love from the comic books is exactly what we got on screen. The Spider-Man that was talking the whole time, wouldn't shut up. He was talking, he was witty. Did they make that dream come true for you?
It was the sarcastic, witty Spider-Man that I wanted to see in this movie. You know, in the Civil War comic book, Spider-Man does play quite a pivotal role for those who have not read it. So it was nice and fantastic that Sony was good enough to allow this partnership to take place and allow Spider-Man to be part of this movie, because I really can't picture the Civil War movie without Spider-Man. Just like I don't think they could have done it without Robert Downey Jr. They needed all three of those characters in that movie to make Civil War happen, and they did, and it's beautiful.
And we don't really need to start a conversation. To quote Robert Downey Jr. from the movie, it is so good. And of course, again, thank you to Branson's IMAX Entertainment Complex, because man, wow, first time I'd seen something in 3D on it, knocked my socks off.
For those who don't know, Branson Entertainment Complex, IMAX Entertainment Complex, they have done renovations. Their IMAX screen is now in 3D with laser technology, beautiful surround sound. The bluers are bluers, the pinks are pinker, the blacks are blacker, the whites are whiter. It's everything you want. And in the 3D technology, I felt like I was in the movie. I mean, I was right there. And just the way this technology works, it was in my chest. I could feel it with the sound. It was over immersing. So thank you, IMAX, and also
sorry. I got to do a Matthew McConaughey. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, thank you, Matthew McConaughey. I love it, dude. Okay, so now moving on here. This is episode 2 of Nerd Informants. Tim Church, Josh Grisham. Now, we are at Sunday, and the box office report has come out, and man, it was a huge weekend for Captain America: Civil War. Just how huge was it?
It's tremendous.
Tremendous. Now, to put it in words for you here, tremendous, I mean, really is an apropos description of how big this movie was. How big was it? 5th largest opening ever, and it cruised to $181 million on opening weekend. Yes. And it hit like, was it 75 or 80 million like on night number 1? It was some ridiculous number. That was insane.
Just the amount of money that's coming in for this. And it's only opening weekend, okay? That's what I love about this. While it is opening weekend, and those are the numbers that kind of set the tone for what the rest of it's going to be. But I'm pretty sure Civil War is going to stay number 1 in the box office for quite a few weeks.
So this is going to be the first time that Tim and I are actually going to do this. So what we could say is that this particular film is Nerd Informants approved. It is approved, and yes, I'm going to put. They're look at that's 4 thumbs up from Nerd Informants. It is approved, certified Nerd Fresh, correct?
Nerd Fresh is right.
It is Nerd Fresh.
Hashtag Nerd Fresh. So.
Buddy, man, I tell you what, we're not done talking about movies, though, and I've got to get your take on this because hopefully as a comic lover, many people out there are going to be talking about this, but the Russo brothers, I don't know if they let it slip, but they were actually talking about it, but now, in Infinity Wars, we are getting a new edition, and according to the Russo brothers, and I think you can take it to the bank when the boys say this, because in Russo we trust. God, they have made some incredible movies. In Infinity Wars, we're going to see Captain Marvel. What do you think about that edition?
It's everything that I want and more.
Everything that you want more. Okay, so how does Captain Marvel connect with Tim Church?
Okay, Carol Danvers, and I hope I'm saying her last name right.
You are. You nailed it.
Carol is a fantastic character. She's a strong female comic book role. And while we've seen what Black Widow can do and what Scarlet Witch can do and what Agent 13 can do, I'm ready to have another strong female character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And
you're going to get your wish, man. In 2018, that's when it's going to come reality. But now, with this being said, I mean, you know her by name, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, strong, centric female character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Who's going to play her? Because I mean, obviously, you've got Ronda Rousey, who has been batted about, has taken over the role. Emily Blunt is a name that's been thrown in there. Who would Tim Church want to see take up the mantle on film and play Carol Danvers?
Now, I won't lie. When I saw the rumor article get posted about Emily Blunt, I got a little excited.
Did you? It's because she had shoulders in Edge of Tomorrow. I mean, my God, she was so hot. She was so fit. Yes,
she was so fantastic in that movie. I mean, and she has such great character range, and I think that range is going to be very important for this movie, for it to be Carol Danvers and then Captain Marvel. Let's go back a few more years ago to Devil Wears Prada, where Emily Blunt stars in that movie. She is in no way, shape, or form looking towards her role in facing Tom Cruise in that movie. So
I have to tell Tim, you sold your soul when you first saw that pair of Jimmy Choos. I saw it. Man, yeah, it's a far cry from Devil Wears Prada, but I mean, I could see it.
So I think that she has the range to pull this role off. But you know,
Angelina Jolie is going to be completely ticked at him.
Yeah, she will be, but we'll make up, I promise.
There you go.
But there's also been a rumor that Jennifer Lawrence wants to play the role. Now, how do you feel about that?
No, I don't like that. I'm not going to be able to shake the whole Katniss Everdeen thing from me. She doesn't have the stature, quite frankly, to play Carol Danvers. That alone, she's a great actress. She was great in Joy. She's great in all these films, but she doesn't have the stature to play Carol Danvers. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. I completely agree. And I mean, she's already Mystique, and as much as I love her in that role, she's always been kind of on the edge of it. Like she's not really sure what she wants to be. In the X-Men universe. But I think that if they were to go the direction of Emily Blunt, I think they'd be going in the right direction. So Emily Blunt, if you're watching, you have my vote to be our next Captain Marvel.
There you have it, from the man himself, straight from the man's mouth. Tim Church here at Nerd Informants. Emily Blunt's got an endorsement for Carol Danvers.
That's right.
That is not all, though. Another big news coming out there, and finally, it's about time. I think you and I would be on the same page wondering, why the heck has this not happened yet?
Especially since Iron Man 2. This is,
Black Widow. Apparently, Kevin Feige and Marvel have actually said, we are committed to Black Widow. Mm-hmm. We're going to make it happen. Scarlett Johansson, what do you think about this? What do you think about their decision saying that we are committed to Black Widow? Like it or not like it?
Oh, I love it, okay? It's exactly what I've been waiting for since she debuted in Iron Man 2. I've honestly been waiting for such a long time for them to make this announcement, okay? She was fantastic in Iron Man 2. She came back in the Avengers, and she kicked butt there. And since she said to Hawkeye, doesn't this remind you of Budapest? I want to see the movie Budapest. So if this movie turns out to be a prequel, I'd be okay with that.
Between her and Hawkeye in the movie, correct?
Yeah. So, I mean...
Because you got chemistry between Scarlett Johansson and Jeremy Renner for days. For days.
Fantastic chemistry. So if that movie could happen, whether it's a prequel... Now, what do you think? A prequel? I mean, do you want it set in the present day, or do you want a present day movie that has flashbacks to her past working in Russia?
We got to see a little bit of it, little bit of it in Avengers: Age of Ultron, just a touch. So I think they need to go back. We need to do a little bit of establishment there. Mm-hmm. Don't go full tilt. Don't make the whole movie about the backstory. Give us a nice, quick introduction to Black Widow, and then move forward. That's what I want to see.
Mm-hmm. I really have always found it interesting in the Avengers when Black Widow and Loki are having their conversation while Loki's in their little Hulk prison.
Hulk prison.
And she's talking about her relationship with Hawkeye and kind of how that all played out, and how, you know, he was sent to kill her, and instead now she became a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. So I've always found that very interesting. So if they were to include just that little piece of how that happened, I'd be super giddy.
He'd be right as rain on that. But again, that's big news. They're committed to Black Widow, so let's make it happen. Let's get Scarlett Johansson in there. Let's get Jeremy Renner and give us a Black Widow movie. They've got the commitment down, so now it's just a matter of making it happen. Okay, now, movie-wise, this was major news because you go back to the Star Wars universe now, and apparently Han Solo, young Han Solo, has been found. Okay, you ready to try and pronounce the name?
I'm ready.
You go first.
Okay. His name is Alden Ehrenreich? Ehrenreich?
He meant to say Ankanesha. No, it's I'm gonna. Okay, you want to have a stab at it? The new young Han Solo has been found, and apparently I'm gonna say this guy's name, and if it's right, it's right. It's wrong, it's wrong. It's Alden Ehrenreich.
Okay.
Alden Ehrenreich. How's that sound to you?
That's right.
Did that grab you okay?
There's not a T in there. I was trying to put a T.
I'm going to freely admit that I do not know much about Alden Ehrenreich.
I don't know a thing about him. I've not.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let's just take the fact that we don't know anything about him and just go from that standpoint. Young unknown, up and comer. What do you think about it from that aspect?
I really like it. It truly is the Han Solo story, I believe, is to have a young up and comer. The man who plays him played. It still hurts. Are
we past the point where spoilers now, so we can talk about it?
I think we can. It's out on DVD and Blu-ray. If you haven't seen it yet,
go ahead. Preach on it. I mean, if you need to get emotional, if you're going to weep on me, go ahead and do it.
I mean, Harrison Ford, his time in the Star Wars universe is done, but
it is.
It is, unfortunately.
I hate it.
And that's how he wanted it. So he's done. But I've read articles discussing how Harrison Ford got his start. He was a carpenter before he got cast as Han Solo. He was very young, very unknown.
That's the kind of a carpenter.
And basically, I feel that, you know, that's kind of the Han Solo way. Harrison Ford was young and unknown. This kid is young, and he's got a couple roles under his belt, from what I understand. So, but I think he's unknown enough that it works for him. So I'm game. What do you think?
I'm game. I think it can happen. I think it can be done very, very well. The guy seems to have presence about him. He does seem to have those roguish good looks about him there.
Yep.
And trust me, the films that we're getting so far, Rogue One looks absolutely delicious. I wish I could have it right now. So the way they're going with it, I think it's going to be in good hands. And the fact that we got an unknown, I think it's going to be a wild card. There can't be any of this whole prejudging because you know how fickle movie fans can get sometimes. They see one little thing that they don't like. Oh, wait a minute, that's me. That's me. I can't believe it. I get fickle about movies. I must be a fan.
Yeah.
So, unknown, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Now, Doctor Strange. Now, we posted this on our Facebook, as a matter of fact. You can see that news for yourself. And, of course, that address, again, breaking the fourth wall. It's coming at the end of the episode, number 2. Doctor Strange has a composer. What do you think of the name behind it? A well-known composer, a superstar, attached to Doctor Strange.
Another last name I can't pronounce.
Go ahead and give it hell. I want to see if you can butcher this really well.
Okay, where'd it go? Pull it back up.
Oh, you mean to pull it back up?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll pull it. There it is right there for you.
Read it. Michael Giacchino.
Giacchino. Hey, could I have a double Giacchino, please, with cream? Thank you very much.
I want a triple Michael Giacchino.
Okay, well, stick with Michael Giacchino, and then talk about your feelings. You know who he is.
So, I'm excited. The score of the movie is very important to me. I'm a huge Hans Zimmer fan.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he does, it always brings me great joy to see his music come forward in any movie. And, it's very important to the Marvel Universe, I think, to have a great composer. So, and I'll be honest, I don't really know too much about this guy. So
you don't know much about him.
I don't know too much about him, Josh.
Do I need to like
I think I need to maybe hear something.
You need to hear something?
Yeah, I need to hear something.
Huh? You really want to hear some Michael Giacchino?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? I think we should.
Well, let me just put it this way to you. He's done Ratatouille. He's done Inside Out. He's done Zootopia, Star Trek, Up, Lost, Jurassic World. He's been all over the place. But I would think that you would know. Let's just see here. I'm gonna see if I can really amaze Tim here. You ready for this?
All right, amaze me.
Okay, let it sink in. This is Nerd Informants Reacts. It's our first reaction together, Tim and I. Here we go. Okay, can you hear it okay? You can, can't you, right?
I hear it great.
How's it grabbing you?
I like it. And this is from the Jurassic World soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So now take the mysticism behind this and the majesty and apply it to Doctor Strange.
It's a fit. It's a great fit, honestly. If we see this type composerment, is that a word? Composure? I don't know.
I honestly don't think it is, but
it probably isn't.
But you get what I'm talking about.
But no, if we can see that kind of work in Doctor Strange, I'll be very, very, very happy.
You would be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you know that he's going to be on Doctor Strange. I think this is a major coup for the film. Okay. Scott Derrickson and company, all those guys together for that particular movie, really, they could not have landed a better guy for this. Because his resume reads very, very long and it's very, very distinguished. Mm-hmm. And as if you were, quoting Top Gun quotes, we would leave that one alone because, quite frankly, we know where that one might go and we're not going to go there. But, yes, Michael, whose name that Tim cannot pronounce, his last name anyway, Doctor Strange. So I think that's a really, really good combo right there. So now, Deadpool comes out this coming week.
I'm very excited to get this sucker on Blu-ray.
So you are planning on getting it on Blu-ray.
Oh, of course.
You're bringing Ryan Reynolds home. And now this would be NSFW, but apparently there's been additional teaser promos and campaigns going for the Blu-ray release relative to a dysfunction or relative side effect that you could experience in your home and personal life. So we recommend watching Deadpool with a lot of caution. But again, it comes out on Blu-ray on the 10th, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. It's going to be here. I'm
Yep.
going to get my hands on it, and I'm going to watch the heck out of it.
Should we do a Nerd Informants screening, a Nerd Informant reacts to home video right here? You know, we could do that.
Oh, I think we should. I think people would like that. Actually, let us know if you like that. If that's something you want us to do.
You can, and breaking the fourth wall again, all that information on how you can connect with Nerd Informants is coming up at the end of episode 2.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So now, obviously, switching gears just a little bit, man. We've got a ton of stuff left to cover. We're going to try and get that really quick because feedback from episode 1, people were loving what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But you guys just talked about everything, and it went on for too long. We didn't talk that long, did we?
No, I think we're reasonable. But hey,
buddy,
we want to listen to.
I don't know if Tim Church is aware of this or not, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came out with an application that you can have on your phone right now called the Rock Clock. The Rock Clock.
The Rock Clock.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking. Sorry, I had to do it.
Hopefully it's pizza.
Yeah. Well, anyway, The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is aiming to help us all get through our goals. So when you open up the app on your phone,
all right,
it says finish a screenplay or set a project. We're all chasing something. What's your goal, brother? What's your goal? I'm sorry, it was a little bit of Hulk Hogan coming through there, but you skip that, right? And you can type in your goal. So let's just put it this way. We're just going to type in a show. It's just complete show. We're just going to do that. See? So you can see right there on the phone, it just says, complete show. Complete show right there.
all right.
It is the Rock Clock. All right, so we've got that set. Next. Now you can set the time frame of your goal. And so let's say we want to do this right now.
You got this.
And The Rock says, "You got this. You got this." And so now, obviously here, it says, "Wake my ass up." I'm sorry, that is NSFW right there. "Wake my ass up at such and such time." And you can set your alarms. So you got Good Morning Sunshine.
Good morning, sunshine. Yeah, that's what The Rock just said. Open your eyes up. Get your candy ass out of bed.
Okay, so there's that one. And then you've got this one.
Beep, 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 beep. I can do this all morning. Beep, beep, beep.
Okay, so there you go. You can have an application on your smartphone. It is the Rock Clock. So
That's
if you need
fantastic.
to get your ass in gear, the Rock is going to motivate you to get the project done. If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Pizza.
Rice patties. They're low in calories and can make you very, very light to get through your projects.
That sounds awful.
If you smell what Tim and Josh are cooking. The Rock Clock. There you go. So
Cool.
that's an application you can get on your smartphone. Just last night, sir.
Yeah.
In the realm of gaming, moving on and keeping us
Okay.
moving along at a steady pace, I downloaded on my my PlayStation 4. It took me a little bit to download it, but I downloaded the Overwatch Open Beta.
Now, what is that, Josh?
Overwatch is a very over-exaggerated, cartoonish first-person shooter, and it's got multiple heroes that you can choose from gunslingers to cyborg samurais to big hulking behemoths that swing hammers. And you've also got the Grim Reaper who dual wields pistols. You've got various loadouts, and you've got classic team deathmatch. You've got search and destroy. You've got capture points. Overwatch Beta garnering a lot of buzz because it's got special powers. It's different from the Call of Duty, the Battlefields, all of that good stuff there. So it's a little bit refreshing. I didn't die that much, but then again, I was on AI, and I had the AI set to easy. That might be why I was doing so well. It was not exactly balanced either. But Overwatch Beta, it's out right now in the PlayStation Store, and you can get your hands on it. Try it out. It's active through the first week in May, so you've got plenty of time to actually get out there and enjoy it.
Cool.
Yep, so get out there and download the OpenWatch Open Beta today for Overwatch. So, now,
More you know.
I've got it paid. It is reserved. I'm just waiting for Tuesday to get here. but I am going to dive in. Nerd Informants, Josh Grisham, going to be diving in to Uncharted 4. Nathan Drake, I have been waiting a long time for Uncharted 4 to come out, and I tell you what, I have managed to stay away from anything majorly spoilery on the internet. So yes, friends, be proud of me. Tim, be proud of me.
I'm proud of you.
You know why I'm so excited for this?
Why are you so excited, Josh?
Because Uncharted 4 is getting ridiculous amounts of hype, and it is getting positive reviews across the board. It is fresh. It's getting great scores through Metacritic. Uncharted 4 comes home this coming Tuesday. Get your copy and finish things up with Nathan Drake and company as his long-lost brother Sam shows up, and then it throws the brothers headlong in search of treasure together. Just when Nathan thought he was out, Sam comes along and drags him right back in.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game. Again, it's this coming Tuesday. Nerd Informants is going to be playing Uncharted 4. We're going to be playing the heck out of that. And we might even do a Let's Play on that one, possibly, Tim and I. And it's going to be fun to watch him play through that game because Tim, as I understand it, platformers you're okay with, but it's first-person shooters you hate.
I have no hand-eye coordination.
Why is that? Why don't you have hand-eye coordination?
I don't know. As my good friend Mr. Corey Atkinson pointed out, all through college, I was awful at video games. Pac-Man, okay. Past that, I don't know. It's just, there's just no connection there. I don't know why or how. I'm just bad, which is why I'm more than happy to leave the video games in your hands and the comic books in mine.
There you have it, folks. Now, moving forward, we do want to tell you that Tim and I had a great time. We actually went out, again, we told you our reaction for Captain America Civil War. It was a great time at the premiere at the IMAX Entertainment Complex. We did get a chance to meet with an artist out there.
Yeah.
VisionCon was there, and again,
VisionCon was there.
We got to say thanks to VisionCon. Thank you for coming to town and being a part of the premiere.
Yeah, you know, they had a great VisionCon in Branson this year. So big thanks to those guys. They've already started planning for 2017's VisionCon, which I understand is going to be the last week in February. I could be wrong on that, but last week in February, VisionCon will be back in Branson. But we got to meet a really awesome artist by the name of Brad Voth.
Yep, Brad Voth or Brad Voth, but Brad was there, and man, an incredibly talented artist. He had all kinds of prints there. And you had thought about buying some art from him, did you not?
Oh, yes. He's got some incredible stuff. A large range of fandom prints that you can buy from him. And you should definitely check him out online. He does have a page online. So just search for Brad Voth. And Voth is V-O-T-H. But we had a good conversation with him at the Branson IMAX Entertainment Complex. So
That is true. And again, one of the highlights of meeting Brad was, again, his artwork, getting a chance to talk to him a little bit and find out where he's been. But he had some prints of classic Superman. And when I say classic Superman, it is Christopher Reeve's Superman. And he had some ridiculously good art featuring Christopher Reeve as Superman, and I darn near picked up that print. So that, I mean, if you have time, just like Tim, you said, check him out online. You will not be disappointed. He's a very talented artist. Want to remind viewers of this episode, Tim, too, that if you want to be a part of a con that's going to be here close in the area, make plans in June. What's going on in June, the 17th and the 19th, sir?
Go out to the Lebanon Comic Con. So Lebanon, Missouri is hosting a Comic Con. You can check that out June 17th through the 19th. They've got a lot of great artists there. I believe, am I telling this right when I say that a young Munster is going to be making an appearance?
Yes, a young Munster will be making an appearance at that particular con. And also, if you're a TV enthusiast, not the reboot, not the remake movie that came out, but Gem and the Holograms, the classic cartoon that we all know and love, the original voice actor, the voice actress, I should say, to be accurate here, is going to be there at the Lebanon Con, who voiced Gem in Gem and the Holograms. So that's going to be a really big piece of nostalgia there that you're going to be able to check out.
Yeah, and you can check out everything about the Lebanon Comic Con on June 17th and the 19th just by going to LebanonComic.com.
LebanonComic.com, folks. It is real easy to do. And now for PC enthusiasts, now again, you've heard the term on the net, right? PC Master Race.
Okay.
PC Master Race. I mean, it's like a flame war. You got the PC Master Race, you got console fanatics going left and right, back and forth. I like this person, I hate that person, whatever. It's a big battle. It's a big smackdown. Put you all in a room and let you fight it out. But news for PC enthusiasts, GTX Nvidia, they dropped a bombshell in the form of a new graphics card. It is the GTX 1080. GTX Geoforce 1080 graphics processing unit. It was unveiled, and according to Nvidia, the 1080 is faster and 3 times more energy efficient than the company's current best-in-class graphics card, the Titan X. The GTX 1080 is set to be available on May the 27th. You can bring it home, and get this. It's also cut in half price-wise. You can get one for $599.
Wow.
Yes, and it's more powerful than the 970. It is more powerful than the 980, and it's more powerful than the Titan for half the price. So what do you think? With that known, does Nvidia have a winner on its hands?
I think so. That's some technical stuff right there that went way over my head.
He's like, CUDA cores. What is a CUDA core? I have no idea. That is graphics processing power there, good sir.
So what does that mean to our technologically advanced friends out there?
For our technologically advanced friends, if you want to play games and you want those games to look their best and you want them to run smoothly, you want to be pushing your FPS through the frickin' roof, you need to get a GTX 1080 graphics processing unit. Frames per second, yeah, you're not going to have to worry about that at all, but make sure you've got no bottlenecks. Make sure your processor's up to snuff, motherboard, the whole deal. Make sure everything is singing properly right there in unison, and you're going to have screaming fast graphics, and your games are never going to look better. Lastly, my friend, because I know we're pushing our time, we probably went over even our first episode there, so sorry, folks. We were going to go shorter. It just doesn't happen that way half the time, but Loot Crate DX comes home to yours truly. Unboxings are going to be part of the episodes as well. I cannot wait for it. I've signed up for the membership. Loot Crate DX, my friend, comes to Nerd Informants, and this month's a big one. Again, it's got gear from Street Fighter, Masters of the Universe, and it's also got World of Warcraft. I cannot wait to see what's inside. You're going to be fighting me for that one, aren't you?
I'm going to be fighting you all over the place.
Oh, and by the way.
Oh yeah, well, I don't. Think
I got somebody. And do you want to talk about this, or you talk about him?
Oh,
he's a cutie. I picked this up
at
our local GameStop.
Look at this guy. He look familiar to anybody?
Yeah. Who is that, by the way?
That would be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the original Ghostbusters. What Dan Aykroyd was thinking as something wonderful from his childhood.
I was trying to think of the most least harmful thing. What did you think about, Ray? What did you think about, Ray?
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Just think about something the size of that Twinkie. Total plutonic reversion. But again, what I picked up, I mean, it's normally the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but he's got toast marks on him. So he's the toasted Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I'm very proud about that. It's Dorbs XL is what they call those.
Okay. Well, this is fantastic.
He's pretty cute, isn't he?
He is very cute. I'm just going to stick him in my pocket here.
And he's going to be hanging out here at the Nerd Informant Studios. He's going to be Tim and I's buddy mascot there. Look at how cute that guy is.
Look at that guy.
Isn't he cute? I'm telling you, toasted Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You can get the Dorbs XL at your local GameStop. I highly recommend you pick that up. But buddy, you know what time it is?
What time is it, Josh?
It's time for the show to close. Episode number 2.
Already?
Episode number 2 has come to a close, man. What a success it was. We've got new lighting. We've got the new backdrop behind us. Tim and I look extra paley.
Yeah.
But, my friend, we've been teasing it. We've been breaking the fourth wall. We are all over social media now.
Right.
They can find us. Break it down for the viewers. Where can they find us online?
We worked very diligently in the early parts of the weekend as they began to set up our YouTube, our Twitter, our Facebook. You can find us Nerd Informants on YouTube, Nerd Informants on Twitter, Nerd Informants on Facebook.
It's a lot of nerding.
And if you want to break it down to the early 2000s and you want to email us, you can do just that at nerdinformants2016@gmail.com. So nerdinformants2016 nerdinformants@gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Let us know what you're thinking about the show, and we'd love to hear from you. And you can also, comment on this YouTube video. You can also comment on our Twitter page. You can also comment on our Facebook page. So make sure you like us, you follow us, you tweet at us, you post at us, email us. And if you have any ideas on things you want us to talk about, I think that's important. We want to talk about which you guys want to listen to. So
it's episode 2. We're growing by leaps and bounds. Episodes come at you of Nerd Informants every single Sunday. You'll have a new episode of Nerd Informants featuring Tim Church and Josh Grisham coming at you. It is every week. Also, we want to tell you, if you want to follow us and stay intimately connected with the show and its growth, you need to check us out on a crowdfunding site. It is called Patreon. Yes, Patreon, Patreon. You can support the journey of Nerd Informants if you want to become a collaborator. If you would like to donate to the cause, you can do that. Patreon, look up Nerd Informants and you will find us, and you can be a collaborator with the show. Yep. And we would also, as we grow and get bigger, Tim and I would actually reward you for being a contributor. Isn't that right?
That's right.
You bet. Episode 2 coming to a close, gang. We will see you next Sunday. Tim, any parting words for our fellow nerds and geeks?
May the Force be with you. Hail Hydra. And may the odds ever be in your favor.
And for Nerd Informants, Josh Grisham saying, I will see you at the movies. Have a great time, friends. We'll see you next Sunday. And remember to nerd out. It is Nerd Informants on YouTube.